Greetings from Niftam Tanjavur. A webinar on mango processing and value addition is being organized under the Prime Minister Formalization of Micro Food Processing Enterprises (PMFME) scheme is being implemented to upgrade and bring the micro food enterprises to formalized sectors.
Now, moving ahead towards our first technical session of the day on industry perspectives on mango processing and value addition, we have with us Mr. Balaji Hakkesa, Associate Vice President, Jain Farm Fresh Foods Limited, Jalgaon, as a session chair for the special address on industry perspectives on mango processing and value addition. We welcome you, sir, to this webinar. The session is over to you.
Thank you for organizing such a good program. First of all, I would like to congratulate all of us in the celebration of this Azadi Ka Amrut Mahotsav. Thank you, central government and NIF team to organize such a nice program for the development of the agriculture, for the betterment of farmers and whole industry. I would like to just address on the industry perspectives along this first session, technical session, along with me, Sri Jagannathanji, Mr. Vivek Vijayan, Dr. Sudhakar Rao DV, Dr. V. Hema, and Mr. Chetan Shinde will be presenting on a specific subjects. With respect to the industry's mango industry perspective, mango, the king of fruit, is a very delicious and nutritive fruit. It is called as king of the fruit. Its flavor and unmatched color. It has its mouth-watering taste and aroma. There are more than 1,000 varieties grown in India. Amongst those, there are certain processing varieties like Alfonso mango from Konkan region of Maharashtra and part of Gujarat, Kesar mango from Gujarat, Totapuri mango, which is the major processing variety from the Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka region. And there are other tribal varieties like Benganpalli, Langara, Chausa, Dashari, Malda. Every region of India has its own famous varieties. Above are just a few to be mentioned. India annually produces above 1 crore 50 lakh metric tons of fruits, out of which 6 lakh plus metric tons of fruits are processed. The major processing happens in the form of mango pulp in aseptic and canned product. Out of these processed products, 1 lakh plus metric ton is exported in the form of puree and concentrate. Domestically, the consumption increasing day by day, and above 1,50,000 metric ton is used in domestic, and the major consumption goes for mango drinks. And again, above 1 lakh metric ton is used for different products like mango pickles, chutneys, amchurs, and different sweets. Now, when we talk about the mango industry, it should not be just considering only processing or marketing. A total integrated approach right from agriculture is required. When we talk about agriculture, the traditional orchards, which gives yield up to 3 metric ton per acre. The old plantation used to have only 50 number of trees per acre. Nowadays, a high density plantation is done and it has up to 180 to 200 number of trees per acre. But in case of ultra high density plantation, the number of trees are planted up to 500 number, which Jain Farm Fresh Foods has developed to increase the output. Ultra high density plantation gives a fruit yield up to 10 metric ton per acre from third year of its plantation with proper irrigation and fertigation management. The plantation is maintained in the form of bush and hence harvesting becomes easy. Harvesting by hand and handling for fresh market become easy and it helps to maintain the quality of harvested fruits. So this is one of the important things to be considered while the agriculture production. Now, upon harvesting, mango being a tropical fruit, it ripens upon harvesting. Traditionally, the fruits are ripened in paddy straw, which takes from 10 to 15 days for complete lot utilization. Thereby, it requires lot of manpower and lot of area under shade is required. Jain Farm Fresh Foods has designed and developed control ripening chamber for mango, and it has been commercialized since last 18 years. In this post-harvest technology, mangoes are ripened more hygienically with uniform ripening in ripening chamber where temperature and humidity is maintained. The ripening is accelerated by the ethylene gas. The use of ripening chambers for industrial use gives advantage on uniform output and control handling operations. It ripens in 6 days, hence a total cycle can be managed from receipt to processing. So in this case, once it is mechanized right from receiving, once the fruits are received, we have mechanized the total handling, thereby the capacity of facility to unload thousands of tons of fruits in a daytime is made possible. Because nowadays there are a lot of challenges with number of people, the cost cutting issues. So we have mechanized all these processes. For the processing, major processing happens into aseptic packaging, and then second number comes in the canning form. Earlier, only canning was the issue. Since last 20 years, the industry has developed, and major processing happens into aseptic packaging, and this is the major raw material for the juice drink processor. Another form of processes happens like frozen mango products, individual pick frozen slice, diced mango, and frozen mango pulp. Raw mangoes are used for pickles, amchur, chutney production, and other small things. The further value-added products of mango industry can be mango peel pectin, mango butter from the mango kernel, starch from the kernel, dehydrated mango slices from the ripened fruits, mango stones and peels, which is a wastage of the industry, can also be used as a fuel, thereby the waste handling and pollution is reduced. At Jain Farm Fresh Foods Limited, we process over 2,000 metric tons of fruits per day at our 4 facilities, one in Jalgaon at Maharashtra, 2 facilities at Chittoor in Andhra Pradesh, and 1 facility at Udmalpet in Tamil Nadu. We produce aseptic mango puree, concentrates, frozen mango slice, diced forms, frozen mango puree, sweetened mango puree in cans, block frozen mango puree, and clarified mango juice concentrates. For the new industries to be coming, I would like just to highlight that certain considerations like the location of the processing facility in the growing area, which helps to reduce the cost of transportation and damage happens during the transportation. Another important thing would be water availability and its quality, skilled manpower, market tie-ups, certain regulatory licenses and certifications, high level of attentiveness and ready resource management. There is to counter this, modified atmospheric packaging storage can be used to extend the shelf life of fruits, but economic feasibility is an issue. It can be used for a premium fruits with high prices. For the prices of lower prices like 10 rupees or 15 rupees, so it won't be economical. And there are certain challenges in the industry. We must have a total approach right from farm to fork. There are certain challenges like pesticides and other chemicals in the finished product is an issue for export market. So backward integration and close monitoring in the agriculture production is required with IPM program, which will also help to maintain the traceability. If you all remember, previously there was issue with the carbendism, which there was a ban here now, and industry has came up. The farmers are using the alternative molecules, and then issue got solved. Now, every day by day at EU and US, the MRL levels are being reduced, and we are facing challenges. So it is need of our and the all the stakeholders of this industry, like from farmers, government institutions, regulatory bodies, industries, need to work together to get rid of certain challenges, and there is a lot of scope for the mango processing, right from agriculture, processing, and export purpose. With this, I conclude. Thank you for giving me the opportunity, and I request further to Mr. Jagannathan to continue on his specific subject on plant layout machinery for micro level mango processing unit. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing such valuable inputs with us. We will proceed to the next technical talk, which is on plant layout and machineries for micro-level mango processing unit. For this session, we are honored to have with us Shri Jagannathan Ji, Proprietor, Phoenix Global Bangalore. We welcome you, sir. The session is over to you.
Good morning to all. Thanks for the valuable information, the time to express my knowledge and the whatever I know. So I'm sharing the technologies behind the mango processing industries, what is in the old and the new, and what are all the forms we can able to make the value added products from the mango products, from the raw mango to up to the end of the pulp, concentrate like that, juice and all those things. So I'm going to share you the details about you. So we can discuss about the key factors for machine selections. So many, I think 5 factors are there. So regarding that, we have to choose the machineries, what I am going to do. So first one is the final product. What is the end product we are going to make? So that is, will play a major role in the selection of machineries as well as the flow chart as well as the plant layout. This is my profile. Okay. So that's what I have discussed. No, so key factors for the machine selections and the plant layout and flow chart design. Okay, first one is the final product. The final product, what we are going to do or what we are going to produce, that one should be play a major role in that. So according to the final product, the machines will be get designed as well as the process flow chart also will be get designed. Based on the both machineries and the process flow chart, we will plan the plant layout and design. Okay, next one is the shelf life of the product. Based on the shelf life, it will be the process steps will get vary from 1 or 2 steps or mechanized or something. Okay, and what kind of the process flow chart, then it will be the primary packaging. What are the primary packaging and secondary packaging will be available. Okay, so the primary packaging means we will use to do for the customer B2C markets, like a direct to the customers, that will be used to primary packaging. The secondary packaging, the bulk primary materials like chocolates, all those things will pack it into the cotton boxes. Same kind of things we will do in the aseptics also. Cans, aseptic, it will be packed in the cottons. So this is called the secondary packings. And plant capacity, we will decide based on the our output, what we require. Okay, so this is the minor industrial products available in the markets, and we can produce in the minor level. Okay, so first one is the pickle. It will be produced from the raw mango, and chutney, it will be produced from raw mango as well as the ripened and matured mangoes, and dried dices, dehydrated or frozen and dried slices. Same thing will be happen in the here also. Dehydrated and sun drying method also somebody is doing. Earlier we done, now the next technology came to the dehydration. Now we are doing the frozen drying, freeze dryings. Okay, next one is the mango bar and mango rolls. Next is jam. Then it is a pulp. The pulp will come to the juice level for the continuous usages. So we are going to discuss about one by one regarding the machineries as well as the flow chart and the techniques used in that. So first one is the raw mango processing flow chart. It will be receiving of raw mangoes, unloading, okay, and pre-inspection. Here we are doing the pre-inspection of raw mangoes, whether it is get damaged or physical transportation mode, it's getting damaged means, or any fungal viral fruits, it will be get removed. Then it is going for the washing with the chlorination washing as well as the normal wash, freshwater washing. Then it will come to the final inspection and cutting belts. So here we are removing the stem end. Then it will going for the cuttings. Okay, it's how much dices will be there. In the pickle industry, they will use different kind of things from 5 mm to 3 mm to up to 15 mm slices they need. So based on the customer requirements, we will make the slices in raw mangoes. Then we will add the salt. Then it is going for the blender. It will be, then it is going to the HDPE bulk 220 liters barrels. So this is the raw mango utilization. Once it's utilized, packed like that, we can store up to 16 months. It won't change any characteristics of mango and the structure. Okay, so it will be as it is. Then we will take it into the stored salted mangoes into the pickle processing. Added salted mango slices will be taken, then added into the minor ingredients based on the area and based on the locality. The taste will get different. So the minor ingredients and addition of the minor ingredients level also get varying, and the final the seasoning will be happen. Then it is come to the bulk pickles. It will be packed into the sachets, pouches and jars. Then it is going for the secondary packings. So this is the flow chart for the raw mango pickle industries. So next one, it is going for the ripened mango. In this I didn't mention that chutneys. Okay, here the salt added mango slices will be taken to the chutneys also. There the process will be added. It is going for the fruit mill. It will be like a core paste. It is not a fine paste. It's like a core paste they will take. Then the process will be same. Addition of minor ingredients and seasoning. The chutney will be get ready. Then it is packed into the different kind of sachet pouches and jars. So this is the ripened mango when we are receiving for the minor level processing industries. So major level I will discuss later. This is a minor level. So we can do it in the minor levels. So receiving of ripened, matured mangoes, unloading, inspection, washing. Same here also we will do the chlorinated washing from 4 to 6 ppm, or chlorinated water will be washed for the killing of microorganisms. Then it will be washed in the fresh waters. Okay. Then final inspection and cutting will be happen. Based on the final product, we are dividing into the 4 groups. First one, we will take it into the slices and dices. Okay. Once it is get cutted, the peeling will be happen. Outer skin will be removed by manually. Now the machineries are developed for that, but it is not in the fully automated level. So it's a batch level only it's happened, but it is not in the successful mode. It is coming, the trial and errors are going on. Okay. Right now we are doing in the manual only, slicing and dicing. Dicing we are doing by mechanization, and slicings we will do by mechanization. Dicings we are doing by the manually pneumatic operated ones. Machines are available now. It's filling in the cans, then it will be added of sugar syrups, seaming and retorting and storage. Okay. Next one, the sliced and diced ones will going for the drying method. So dehydration or freeze dryings will be happen, and cooling, packing, in the minor packings or bulk packings based on the customer requirements, or it will vary from the market which we are going to send our products. If it is a B2B market, it will be a bulk packing. It is a B2C market, means it will going for the smaller packs like a half kg, 100 grams, 200 grams stand-up pouches they will do, and sealing and storage. Next one is the finish. So after that, the final cutting will be happen. Then the ripened fruits will pass to the decanter, destoner. So this toner will play a major role in the mango processing industry, in the bulk industries. Okay, it will be a very crucial to remove the skin and seeds from the mangoes. Then it will be happen in the manual. So nowadays we are using the destoner. It will remove the skin and the seed from the mango. So only it will extract entire pulp portion from the mangoes. So then it will pass into the finisher. So the finisher will remove the additional any skin particles or seed particles and some other more fibers. These kind of things will be removed in the finishers. Then it will passed into the pasteurizer. Then it is going for the addition of sugars and minor ingredients. This is for the jam. It's a bar and jam making units. It will be happen like that only. So then filling into the trays, then drying. So somebody is still they are doing in the sun drying. Why? Because they are maintaining their own quality parameters as well as the sensory evaluation parameters like a color, flavor, and the taste. It will be maintained. They are maintaining in the old formats way. So still there somebody is doing sun drying and dehydration and freeze drying also. Then cooling and packing. Okay. Then storage. It is going for the same kind of will be happen in the receiving of after finisher. The pulp will be get received in the kettles. It will be added into the pasteurization. So we will going for 80 to 90 degree temperature for 10 minutes. We will do the pasteurization. After that, the sugar addition will be happen and minor ingredients. The consistency check. In the jam industry, the very big challenge is the maintaining the consistency. To check the consistency, after that we will go for the filling. So this is a critical part in it. Then filling, sealing and storage. The commercial part, the mango will be consumed and protected in the more large consumption will be happen in the mango processing industry in the canning and aseptic pulp units. So then it will be the advanced stage will be the concentration. So that will be converted into the double stage. So that will I will explain you. Same here also it will be same process. Here the one additional process will be involved. It's unloading pre-inspection. Earlier days we will use the natural ripenings. What's they said as previous section. So ECRC ripening. So it is converted environmental controlled ripening chamber. So here what we are doing, it will be the process will be get easier. The area of accumulations, ripening area will be around 70% reduced from the natural ripening to this one, and the as well as it will be the ripening timing will be get improved, as well as the wastage of the ripening time, it will be get reduced around 5 to 10%. Okay, it will play in a major role. So we are in the actually as well as it is happening equal ripening of mangoes. Okay, this is a very much important point we are observing. It is helping to in the industries level. Okay, then it is going to the washing, final inspection and cutting, destoner, pulper, finisher, refiner. So these three part is happening in the bulk volume processing units. So the small one is the only we are using finishers. It is a small volume manufacturing units like a minor level value addition product overall doing, finisher only enough. Okay, the major volume consumption, the pulp production units, they are using in the pulper, finisher and refiner. So that I will show you with the machineries photos. I will explain you in that what is the uses in this. Okay, then it is going to the holding tank. Then we are doing the preheating up to 60 degree centigrade. Then it will pass it into the decanter and separators. It will be a it is making the fine pulps. It will be help to make the fine pulps based on the customer requirements, based on the utilization of the customers. So then sanitization will be happen. The basic parameters, quality and analytical parameters as well as the sensory evaluation parameters will be maintained in this place. Then it is going to the pasteurization and sterilization. Then it is going to be filling, seaming, retard and storage. In the aseptic, it will go for the, it is not happening in the seaming, it will be direct filling and went to for the storage level. It will not happen in the seaming and retard will not happen in the aseptic sections. Okay. Then where the pulp is stored for the shelf life of 2 years, more than maximum 2 years we can keep. So we are giving 16 to 18 months as a storage life. So that stored pulp will converted going to the majorly used in the fruit beverage industries. So the beverage industry, what they are doing, so that also I will explain you here. So the major ingredient is the beverage industry is the sugar and or water. So it will be dilution tank, then it is filtration will be happen, and the sugar solution will be syrups will be get preheated and sterilized with help of PHE. Then sugar syrup storage, it will be stored. Then the minor ingredients and the pulp quantity will be added. The major variety is used for the beverage industry is Alfonso and Totapuri. These two varieties are majorly used, the two variety pulps. Then it is going for the beverage holding time. Okay, then it is a homogenizer. It will make the smoothie product. Then it is going to the pasteurization. Then it is going to the filler, linser, capper. It is a one compo unit. So the caps will be fed from some other end. The preforms will be get blowed in the blowing machines. Here in the blowing, the PET bottles will be get manufactured. Then the bottle, get ready bottle will be passed to the filler. The filler, before filling, it will be get washed, be rinsed with the RO water. Then it is going for the filling. Here, two kind of fillers are available now. One is the hot filling and cold filling. And it is get capped immediately within the 2-3 seconds. Then it is going, if it is we done the cold filling, it will pass to the warmer. If we done the hot filling, we no need to pass the warmer. It will be cooler. It's called cooler. Okay. Then it is going for the labeler. Then labeler also available, as well as shrink wrap also available. Whichever the way we used, comfortable, and we can do based on the customer requirements, we can do it. Then palletization, then storage. So we will go for the machineries one by one. So this is a pre-inspection conveyor. Once it's get unloaded, it will be passed through the like this roller conveyors. The time the sawdust and the mango leaves, stamens, some damaged fruits, those kind of things will be fallen in down. So it will be collected in down. It will be going to the wastage. So here the lighting provision will be there to see in the working in the night shifts. So this is a pre-inspection conveyors. Next one is the fruit washer. So it is forcibly washed. The air force water will be there. The water will be get circulated. Here we are using 2 stage of fruit washers in the bulk industries. In the minor level industries, we are not using bulk. 2 stage, single stage only we will use. This area, the accumulated water will be the chlorinated water. Here we will use from this conveyor, we will use the fresh water to remove the chlorinated waters from the mangoes. In the minor level, in the major level, in the pulping units, nowadays we are using 2 stage of fruit washers. One is the chlorinated water and the other one is the pure fresh water. Next, this kind of the way the mango will be get washed. Okay, the brush washer will be there, the sprays will be there. So this water will be get circulated minimum 3 to 4 hours, or the condition of the water condition. Based on the water condition, the quality people will check, and any kind of chlorine dose ppms will go down, they will add up, and the water quality is not good means they will change the thing. Generally, we will in the industrial level we will used to do every 4 hours once we will change the water. So this is the final inspection and cutting belt. So here you can see that the inspection will be happen as well as the cutting also happening. The top one is the good form of fruits. The down one is the stem and cut, and the inspector, some spoilage fruits will be get removed, spoilage portion will be get removed, and it will be passed to the wastage conveyor. So this is the inspection and final inspection and belt conveyor. So this is the pickle industry. What we have discussed earlier. This is a high RPM motors will be there. It will make some dices like this. Then it will be added into the send it to the blender, final blender. It will be salt will be added in this. Then it will be mixed with very good around 5 minutes. Then it will be added into the passed to 220 liter HDPE drums. It will be stored up to 12 months to 16 months without any spoilage and structures. Okay, this is the final product of the salted dices mangoes. It is a pickle forming pickle packing machine. This is a bulk packing like a jars and pouches. So here it is a sachet packing machines. This is a fruit mill used for the chutneys and some kind of raw mangoes, chutneys, and ripened mango chutneys, and the core pulp required. Some people will required for the core pulp. So sometimes those kind of things, some ice cream industries are using like these core pulps. So in those kind of operations, final product making, fruit mill will be used. This is the dehydration and freeze drying. So this is the chamber. Then this is the trace. It will be sent to like this. The medium. This is the freeze drying. This is the dehydration product. Nowadays, the continuous dehydration and freeze dryings are available in the markets. Up to this kind of machineries are available from 50 kg to up to 500 kgs in the batch type. In the continuous pages, up to 2 tons we can do by our machines are available. So this is the ECRC chamber. This is called environmental controlled ripening chamber. So this is the chamber. This is a controlled LEDs HDME. It will be available in the outside of the things. We can control from the outside. No need to go to inside. We will control the humidity and temperature from outside itself. So these exhaust fans will be used for to maintain the temperature and humidity of the chamber. So this is the ethylene generator will used to give the uniformity ethylene gassing for the ripening chamber. This is ethylene gas we are using in the industrial level. This is the cooling pads used for the maintaining the temperature. So this is the way the chamber, top view of the chamber. So we will unload the mangoes into the plastic crates. Then the plastic crates will be staggered like this up to 8 or 10 height. Okay, we will give the equivalent space to the every lot based on the chamber capacity. Then we will place this is the ethylene generators we will give. So we will once the chamber is get full, we will place the ethylene generators and we will add the ethylene liquid. So then the generator will create the gas. It will be passed. So you can see here it will be the timing sensor will be available. So based on the maturity of the mango, we can increase or decrease the gassing level, smoke gassing levels. So it will be used to the monitoring the equal ripenings. So the initial stage, the ripening of the mangoes will be lesser. The end of the stages, end of the season, the ripening will be get more. So that time we will increase. Initially we will give more gases, and the end of the stages we will give less gases. So this is the way we will maintaining the ripening process. It will be happened. The gassing will be happened around 40 to 48 hours. Okay, the first 12 hours we will give the gassing. Then we will evacuate the excess gases. After that we will maintain as it is for next 12 hours. Then we will maintain only the temperature and humidity. So it will get equal ripens, and the fourth day we will the quality will go and check the random sampling. So once it's get ripened, we will take it for the processing line. So this is the destoner which we have discussed. It is play a major role in the pulping units. So it will reduce more than 70% of the manual works here. So it will be working like this. It is working under. It is the center rod will be rotate 2,900 to 3,000 RPMs. Okay, to remove the pulp portion from the mangoes. So this is the wastages. We will get it from destoner. From here we will get the fruit pulps. So you can see here the fine pulp will be get like this. The destoner wastages will be like this. So it will be 90% of the pulp will be get removed from the mangoes. So then it will be passed into the pulper and finisher. So the pulper and finisher is the next stage of the process. So here it is we are using making the pulp into the fine stage. So it will be the vary from the customer end. So we will the fiber level we will decide it here, like how much fiber we need, the consistency of the fruit pulp we will be get decided in this mode. This is the meshes we are using in the Pulper and Finishers. This is a destoner mesh. So the new concept is come to the industrial level. It's a turbo and refiner. So earlier we will remove all the fibers, excess fibers from the mango pulps. Nowadays, after coming to the turbo and refiner, it's making the pieces of the fibers. It is running in around 8,000 to 9,000 RPM. So it is cutting the fibers in the smaller pieces. So the yield will be get improved, as well as it will be improving the yield in the quality of the product. It will be get improved around 3 to 5%, 3 to 4% yield will be get improved after installing the turbo and refiners in the bulk processing units. So after that, it will pass it to the pipelines. Here we are using the strainers, different kind of strainers, metal detector strainers, as well as the fine meshes and holes strainers are available. So after that, it will pass to the standardization tanks and holding tanks. Then it is going to the preheater. So we are heating tubular. After this, we are not handling. The pulps will not be handled by any handling hand. So it will be fully atomized in the pulping units through the high capacity pumps. It is handling. Okay, then it is going to the preheater. After preheating, the fiber content will be get loose. So so then it is passed into the decanter. Okay, it will be making more further fining the pulps. The principal decanter working under the principle of centrifugal separation. So it is high RPM, around 7,000 to 8,000 or 12,000 RPM it will rotate. So it will remove the heavier particles and lighter particle will be passed through. The lighter particle is the pulp and the heavier particle is the fibers. So it will be get removed. Same kind of process this is the process. The pulp will be passed like this. The higher density material will be passed through here. The lighter material will be passed here. So we will wash these materials based on the load. Okay. Then it is the same kind of process will be happen. It is a horizontal one, it is a vertical one, it's a separator. Same kind of process will be happen here also. Next is the evaporator. Once it is happened, the evaporator will be used. Earlier we are used single strength. Single strength means the product bricks is the 14. Now we can take it into the different variations, like a 21-degree bricks as well as 28-degree bricks. Now 32-degree bricks also we are doing. So in this case, we are using the evaporator to remove the water levels and under the vacuum conditions. So the major level up to 12 ton evaporators come to the industrial level. From 2 ton to 12 ton evaporators are available in the markets. It's playing a major role to reduce the logistics prices. So this is the common type in the canning industries as well as the jam industry. What are the minor processing industries? Minor level processing industries, they will use like this kind of steam jacketed kettles to make the product pasteurizations as well as to produce the final products also in the jam. So they can add it directly, sugar and minor ingredients here, and they will take it into the tray, passing to the trays and making the filling into the small jars and cups. So this is the old version. Next one is after that it will go into the holding tank. Then it will be happen. Here the temperature of the product is 91 to 92 degree, not less than that. So after that the can filling will be happen manually. Right now so much places, and automatic fillers also available. So this is the manual filling, this is the automatic filling. So then it will be going for the seaming and retarding. So this is the sterilizer. It will be used in the aseptic sections. After preheating, decanterization, the pulps will be get standardized. Then it will be passed into the sterilizer. So this is having 4 modules. First one is the preheating module. Second one is the heating and sterilization module, and holding module, and cooling and chilling modules. So many 5 modules are there. Generally, we will use 4 modules. So here the pulp will be get preheated and it is heated into the sterilization tubes So here we are using 102 degree centigrade for 90 to 180 seconds. Based on the product, it will be get varied. In mango, we are using 180 seconds. So then it will be hold for 180 seconds. Then it is passed into the pre-cooling and cooling and packing. So it will be directly going to the packing without any hand movements. So this is the aseptic fillers. We are using the fillers for so many kind of aseptic bags are there, from 20 liter to up to 1200 liter bulk packs are available. Generally, we will use 220 liter bags. We will use commonly. This is the maximum moving product in the 220 drums. So this is the final product of the can, and this is the aseptic bag, filled bag with MS drums. So this is the MS drum. This is the aluminum 3.1 can. So this is the 1200 liter carba bins, bigger bins. So this is the final product lots. So it will be can will be get loaded like this, drums also. So this is the way we are going to do the exports for the bins. This is the barrels. This is the way palletized. Then 80 drums we will pack it into the sending into the 20 feet containers. Then this is the mango bar micro level utilization products. Okay, it will be like it will be trayed, then it will be cut into the small pieces. It will be like this. Then it will be individual pieces will be packed like these machines. Okay, the individual pieces will be, this is a flow horizontal packing machines. Individual pieces will be get wrapped like this. Then it will go for the secondary wrapping machines. This is a bulk and bottle packing machines of the joms, a single head jom filling machine and the multi-head jom filling machine. This is the sachet machines, different kind of sachet machines. It's a single machine also available. Now up to 8 to 12 lines packing machines are available in the markets. From 8 grams to up to 20 grams, we can pack it in this kind of machines. So this is the plant layout I have made for the minor level processing units. So this is only for the minor level processing. If you are considered that it is a major level processing units, it is not possible in this. We can't able to accommodate. It will require more spaces. Okay, this is the plant capacity is 500 kg per hour. So we are receiving the raw mangoes. So we are making the lots. Then we are taking into the pre-inspection and washing. Mostly we will keep these kind of operations outside the building area. So why? Because it will be get so much man handlings will be available, so much wastages will comes in that area. So better we should keep this kind of operations, pre-operations will be outside of the build-up area. So it will be better to avoid the cross contaminations in the final products. Then we will take it into the final inspection and belt curling place. Then it will go into the processing area. So what all the minor process we have discussed, like a pickle industry and the jam industries and the chutney industries. What are all the secondary processing area? This is the primary processing. This is called the processing area will be implemented in the secondary processing, like a preheating and the salt addition, minor ingredient additions and sugar additions, as well as the pasteurization and sterilization and filling will be happened in this kind of areas, processing areas in the minor level. The major level, the packing areas will be different area. So utility section will be outside and EDP will be nearer to the secondary processing area. Why? Because in the secondary processing areas, we will use more waters. So those waters will be going to EDP directly. So it is not, it will be easy to handling the drainages. So that is the reason we are keeping the EDPs nearer to the secondary processing areas. So based on the availability of land as well as based on the availability of area, the process, the flow chart, it will be get where and suitable into the different locations. This is the final storage area. So in the mango is the seasonal fruits. That is the reason we have to give more final product storage area should be required in the mango processing units. Otherwise, it will be get we will produce more, it will be get stuck in somewhere in the processings. So this is obvious, it's nearer to the exit because we can monitor all the entries and exits. As well as quality, it is nearer to the packing area and processing area it should be, and the ingredient store should be the nearer to the processing areas. Total required for the minor processing plant is 15,000 to 20,000 square feet is more than enough, and the build-up area is required minimum 3,000 to 4,000 square feet. If you are going for this is the 500 kg per hour plant. If you are running only 25 kgs or 50 kgs or 100 kgs, no need of this much. Around 1,400 square feet, 1,000 square feet is more than enough. Okay, so I think I have completed my sections.
Moving ahead with the next technical talk, I would like to invite Mr. Vivek Vijayan, Sales and Marketing Director, ABC Fruits, Krishnagiri, Tamil Nadu. Now, sir will provide us insights on industry and future perspectives on mango processing. We welcome you, sir. The session is over to you.
So I will be discussing about the industry, mango pulp industry, and the future perspective of mango processing. So introducing myself, I am the Sales and Marketing Director of ABC Fruits and the second generation fruit processors. The company was founded in 1997. We process mainly mango. Apart from mango, we do guava, papaya, and bananas. We process more than 1 lakh metric tons of fruits annually, and we have 3 manufacturing facilities. Mango availability and processing. So this is the global mango cultivation. If you look at globally, India produces 51% of mango cultivation. And apart from India, you have China, which produces 14%, Thailand, 8%, and Pakistan, 6%. If you look at processing, India processes about 76% of global mango pulp. Apart from India, we have other countries like Thailand, Mexico, Philippines, Colombia, who also processes mango pulp. India produces about 15 million tons of mango annually, and we process about 8% of it, and the rest goes to the table purpose. So this is the chart. This is a diagram of the varieties of mangoes available in India. You have the southern varieties like Totapuri, Bangapalli, Alfonso, and the western varieties like Kesar in Gujarat, Alfonso in Maharashtra, Ratnagiri region, and in UP you have Dasara, Langra. But the main processing regions are in the south, in Krishnagiri, Chittoor, and also in the west, Gujarat and Maharashtra, because the processing varieties are available in these 2 regions. So these 2 are the main processing regions. But India produces more than 100 varieties of mangoes. Only about 4 or 5 varieties are processable. So these are the varieties which are cultivated. You see 12.5% Totapuri cultivated, and you have 9.38% Alfonso, Senduru at 6.25%, and Dasari, and remaining all 57% are other varieties. When you look at processed mangoes, 76% is Totapuri, 14% Alfonso, and the rest is Sendura, Kesar, and other varieties. But Totapuri and Alfonso are the 2 main processable varieties of mango in India. So these are the varieties processed, and Alfonso is processed due to its strong aroma, and is mainly a premium variety mango, and the prices are also higher for Alfonso. Totapuri is a much commonly available variety, and the prices are the lowest, and also the size and the pulp content in the fruit is much larger, much higher than other varieties. Then apart from these 2, you have Kesa, Sindura, Raspuri, Rumani, and Neelam, which have their own unique properties in quality. So this is the fruit and their seasons. You have Alfonso, which starts in May and finishes in mid-June. Totapuri starts in June and finishes in mid to end July. And then you have Raspuri in May to May end. Kesar, which is mid-May to June, and Dasari, mid-June to July. These three products are mainly marketable. Look at Alfonso Mango Pulp, which is 16 bricks, called as AMP. Totapuri Mango Pulp, which is minimum 14 bricks, TMP, called TMP. And Totapuri Mango Concentrate, which is minimum 28 bricks, called TMC. So these three products, finished products, are marketed globally and in India, are consumed by all. So these are the applications of mango pulp. So 90% of mango pulp goes to beverage industry, mainly drinks. So it mainly goes to drinks, juices, nectars. And apart from that, they use it in dairy industry for milkshakes, ice creams, lassi. The bakery and food service industries also use mango pulp for filling sweets, candies, and we also produce jams, squashes, jellies, and baby food. So this is the fruit prices for the past 10 years. You see the Totapuri and Alfonso prices are very unstable. Every year it increases and decreases based on the crop. If we have a bumper crop, you have prices going down. Look at 2018, we had a bumper crop. We had Alfonso and Totapuri prices going down. And in last year was also a good crop. So you see Totapuri prices at 9 rupees. But 2019-20 had a crop failure, short crop. So we had prices go up to 15, 19 rupees, and Alfonso prices go up to 35 rupees, the highest. So mango prices are very unstable. It changes year to year. It's hard to predict each season. So it depends on climatic condition, crop availability, rainfalls, and many other factors. These are the finished product prices. So you have AMP on the top, TMP, and TMC. So AMP prices are always the highest because Alfonso is mainly a premium mango. Alfonso mango pulp is mainly used for the dairy industry or maybe a premium juices or nectar product. Totapuri is a commonly available and a low price product which are used for drinks, squashes, jams, blends, tropical blend, tropical juices. So Totapuri prices are around 40 rupees this year, finished product, TMP prices, and AMP prices about 85. It's more than double. Alfonso prices, AMP prices are more than double than Totapuri prices. So Alfonso is mainly used for premium and high quality product. And Alfonso is, I think, 80% exported, whereas Totapuri is mainly used domestically. So talking about the industry, mango processing industry, historically, mango pulp industry was started in the 1980s. The industry started as a canning unit. Back then, everyone did canned mango pulp in cans, can packing. We had traditional ripening in the 80s. In 2000s, we had ECRC, the ripening chambers, and the ECRC chambers started to implement. In 2001, we had decanters and separators and centrifugal refiners being introduced. And 2002, we had the aseptic filling technology. So once we had aseptic filling, everyone started converting, the customers, the processors, the manufacturers started converting to aseptic filling. Currently, there are more than 150 active processing units in India, and about 50 to 60% are aseptic, and maybe 30 to 40% are canning industries. So these are the commercially available packing mango pulp. You have the aseptic packing. You have 215 kg in drums. Then you have 3.1 kg in cans. Then this goes to the large beverage companies. The 3.1 kg cans goes to smaller beverage or maybe even retail. The 850 gram is mainly retail. It goes to the consumer market, to the supermarkets and the stores. So the difference between aseptic and can packing, the aseptic packing is a much larger packing, 200 plus kg, and you fill it in aseptic bags and drums. The cans is 3.1 and 850. It's much more smaller. So the aseptic is mainly B2B industry, goes to the B2B industry. The cans go to the retail and smaller factories, smaller catering industry and food service industries. The aseptic lines are much more automized and much larger capacities. You have about 10 tons filling, 8-10 fillings per hour. But canning is mainly done manual filling, so the quantity processed is much less than aseptic. The aseptic consumption and production is much higher than canning production. And canning industry is more stagnant now. People consumption of cans is very stagnant. So this is the processing flow of mango pulp. You purchase the fruits, you sort it, then you wash it, double wash, then sorting, tip cutting, then destoning, crushing, finishing, preheating, storage, then sterilizing, and aseptic filling. These are the flow chart of flow diagram of mango processing. So this is the annual production of mango pulp compared with aseptic and canning, and also it shows the carryover stock. So the large one is last year, 2021. You have about 6 lakh tons of aseptic mango pulp processed. The red line is the can production. You have about 50,000 tons of mango pulp in cans produced. The smaller line, this is the carryover stock from last year. You can see the carryover stock from 2020-19 is very low compared to previous years. You have 50,000 tons here, 40,000 tons here. Since the carryover stocks are very low for the past 2-3 years, you have production increase gradually. We had 5 lakh tons, then it come down due to low crop, then production increased due to the good demand, and you have 6 lakh tons last year, which is the highest, and this last year was a bumper crop. However, the canning production has not changed much. You have 50,000 tons in 2019, and 30,000 tons in 2020. But in 2021, it's still 50,000 tons. The demand for canned pulp and the production of canned pulp is very stagnant, not growing much. But the aseptic pulp is growing drastically. You move from 5 lakh tons to 6 lakh tons in 3 years' time. And the production volume also depends on the fruit availability and the crop availability. So this is the production capacity and utilization. So you see last year the production capacity for aseptic is 8 lakh tons. The production is 6 lakh tons. So usually we use 80 to 90% of production capacity. If you see for the past 3 years, the production capacity has been increasing from 7 lakh, 7.5 lakh, 8 lakh. So you have new factories, aseptic plants coming up. However, the canning facility is very stagnant. You have new people coming in, and also many canning industry are upgrading to aseptic plants. So you can, and if new plants come in, it's always the canning production capacity is stagnant. So you have new plants of aseptic coming up. This is the domestic and export market for the past 4 years. You see the demand and the consumption of mango pulp in domestic market increased from 47 to 50%. The export market is also growing, and in certain region little stagnant. The main market for export is West Asia. West Asia includes all the Arab countries like Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, and you have the European market, which is also an important market for mango pulp, and the East Asian market, African market, North American, and the other market. So the domestic market is the largest, 50% of all consumption. And apart from domestic, you have the Middle East, European, and Asian market. Yeah. These are the main markets of These are the main export markets. The Middle East is the largest export market. Next comes Europe, then Africa, East Asia, and North America. But the Middle East market is mainly a Totapuri market, TMP market, due to TMP being lower in price and also largely available. European market is more of an Alfonso market, but they also buy Totapuri, but Alfonso is used for the more premium products. Africa is a growing mango pulp market for the export. You have both Totapuri and mainly TMC, Totapuri concentrate, used for the beverages, maybe 5 to 10% drinks. East Asia, including China, Korea, Japan, Philippines, there is a good demand of mango pulp, AMP and TMP. But it's a growing market for Indian mango pulp. North America is a good market, but since the distance and the certification and the stringent pesticides and heavy metal import conditions and norms in North America, it's very limited in terms of AMP and TMP. You need to make sure the product meets their pesticides and heavy metal norms. The challenges faced by the industry. The main challenge for the mango pulp industry is the mango season is only 3 months. So what do you do the rest of the year? What do you do in the off season? You can't keep the factory idle since you invested so much money in machineries and civil structures. The season is only 3 months. The next is the global competition. We are facing mango pulp competition globally from Mexico, Colombia, also from Peru, and also African market in Mali. You have Mali and also Ghana who produces mango pulp. But the Indian mango pulp prices are very unstable. Every year you have prices going up and down based on the climatic condition and crop availability. But this is not good for the global market because customers don't like much fluctuation in mango pulp prices. So we are facing tough competition from Mexico and South American countries, Brazil, Mexico, Colombia, in the EU market. EU market has zero duties, zero duty structure for the South American countries. However, in India, we have about 8% for pulp and 14% for concentrate. So it is much more difficult for us to compete in the European market. We also face pesticides and heavy metal issues from the farms. So how do we control pesticide in the farm level? How do we monitor and control and have documentation at the farm level? This has been mainly a problem in North America and European market. The other biggest issue is the solid waste management. How do you handle the seeds, the mango seed and the mango peel? If you look at the fruit, 35% of the fruit is seed and peel. So how do you treat it? How do you use it? And how do you dispose it? This is a major issue, the solid waste management. And another issue is the high duties for Indian product in the European market. And for the past 1 year, we've been facing ocean freight, the shipping issues, unstable ocean freight, availability of containers, availability of liners, the shipping freight being very high. So it's difficult to ship to far off countries like the European countries and the North American countries. So this is the fruit seasons in India. The mango season is mainly May, June, July. And apart from mango season, we also process guava, papaya, banana, tomato, and pineapple. So in the off season of mango, we can try other fruits like guava, papaya, banana, and tomatoes. These are all easily marketable and readily available fruits in India. So you should also look at the proximity of these fruits. Which fruits are available, at what prices can you buy them, and on what season are they available. So this way we can keep the factory occupied throughout the year by processing other off-season fruits. Guava processing. Guava is it's a very good product. It's available in large quantities in India. We produce 1.5 million tons White guava is in good demand globally, export market and domestic market. White guava has very good health benefits like antioxidants and also good for diabetes. Guava can be processed in single strength, double strength, 9 bricks and 20 bricks. Pink guava, also a very good product and high demand globally. Pink guava is also produced in South Africa, also produced in Brazil. But Indian pink guava has better acceptance and better quality compared to globally. So there is a very good demand for white and pink guava. So this can be processed in the off season of mango. Red papaya is another papaya is a very good product globally. It is available in all over India throughout the year, and we produce about 1.5 million tons annually. Banana pulp and concentrate is also an off-season product available throughout the year. India is the largest producer of banana globally. We produce 30.5 million tons annually. 95% goes to table purpose. We can process the Cavendish variety. The Cavendish variety is mainly used for processing. You can do the single strength 20 bricks and the concentrate 32 bricks. Tomato paste is a very good product. It's used for processing, used for producing ketchup, sauces, powders. The Indian tomato paste it's difficult to compete globally because the prices and the quality of Indian tomato paste is not competitive compared to China, Turkey, or Iran, where the color value is much higher and also the availability and prices are much cheaper. But Indian tomato paste is used domestically. We produce 28 to 30 bricks hot break. We can use it for all ketchup, sauces, and powder production. So this is the beverage market trends in India. You have 2017-18. So the fruit content, you have the less than 20% juices at 65%. And you have the nectar with 100%, 21 to 50% juices, nectars. So you see the consumption of nectars increasing, the higher fruit content juices increasing, and the lower juice content, lower pulp content juices coming down. So this is a good sign that people are preferring quality juices and higher fruit content juices. So the consumption of mango pulp also increases this way, and the domestic market percentage, the market share of domestic increases. Fruit prices are expected to increase in the coming years due to higher transport costs, due to higher labor cost. So it's difficult to predict the fruit prices. However, we need to maintain a minimum fruit price so we can make sure the mango plantation increases as well. The domestic demand is increasing because the fruit content, pulp content in the juices are increasing. Globally, we can expect the demand to increase again once the ocean freight and the sea freights are more stabilized. So other mango products, apart from mango pulp and concentrate, we have frozen, which can be explored. Frozen pulp can be done in 1 kg packing and 5 kg. We also have IQF mango, which is done in dices and slices. So we have 10 by 10 dices, 20 by 20 dices. Dried mango slices is also a very good market globally. We could make it sweetened dried mango or without natural dried mango, which is a good market. Mango powder with spray dry and freeze dry also is used in many industries. High pressure processing HPP is a new technology which retains the nutrition of the fruit without any heating or without increasing the temperature. So the quality of the product and the nutrition value of the product is intact. So this is a new technology and new machinery. So this is an up and coming product. So certified mango farms. So the organic certified farms and organic certified products are in very good demand globally and domestically. People are starting to are more aware about pesticide residues in the product, and they prefer organic product without any pesticide sparing. And fair trade is another certification which is used to certify the farms and the farmer group. This fair trade certification is a organization which makes sure that the profit margin is being shared to the farmers. So any fair trade product sold in Europe or US, the extra margin of maybe 1 rupee, 2 rupee per kg should be passed on to the farmers in terms of facilities or in terms of any benefits to the farmers. So demand for fair trade products are very high in European market and US market. Rainforest is more of a sustainable farming method. So the sustainable farming is gaining more traction and more demand in recent years. All MNC and all large companies are demanding sustainable farming practices, and which does not affect the nature, does not affect the land and the environment. Due to climatic changes, sustainable farming is getting more popular. Global GAP is another certification used for good agricultural practices, making sure we don't affect the soil, making sure the irrigation and the maintenance of the farm is done in proper way. So the demand for these certified farm products are increasing globally. Other healthy products and niche products which are gaining more traction. Amla pulp, which is available in large quantities in India, and very good demand in due to COVID. Also, a lot of healthy and Ayurvedic product. Amla pulp is in high demand, which we can use the same machinery with maybe a little variation, little small changes in the machinery to produce amla pulp, the same facility. Tamarind concentrate is in good demand. Tamarind concentrate can be used in many medicinal and also health products. Then you have turmeric. Turmeric extract is in high demand for pharmaceutical industry and also cosmetic industry. Then chili paste, red and chili paste is used in sauces and also exported globally. Indian chili is in demand due to its pungency and also used globally. Solid waste management. What do we do with the solid waste? The mango seed, which comes from the mangoes, are dried, currently used, dried and used in boiler. However, we need more R&D research in how do we extract oil from the kernel, mango oil, kernel oil, and also kernel powder, which can be used for medicinal purposes. Mango peel, mango skin, currently is being sent to the biogas plants or used as a compost for manure. But we need more R&D research on pectin extraction and cattle feed preparation from the mango peel. Mango fiber also sent to biogas and compost. However, mango fiber it's an excellent dietary fiber which can be used for other food products and as a dietary fiber, and also can be used as fabric. Mango fiber can be prepared as fabric for clothes or even shoes. So it can be a replacement for cotton or a replacement for leather. So it's a good opportunity, and R&D, more research need to be done in this area. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, sir, for sharing detailed perspectives of industry on mango processing. Now I would like to invite Dr. Sudhakar Rao Devi, Principal Scientist, Department of Post-Harvest Technology and Agricultural Engineering, ICAR IIHR Bangalore, to provide us with insights on the topic of post-harvest handling of mango for processing. We welcome you, sir. The session is over to you.
Thank you. Now I'll just talk about the importance of post-harvest handling before processing so as to reduce the losses mainly. Okay. So the first thing is the raw material stability. So that is the storability, and the other thing is the quality retention. So which is the very important. So for better utilization of in the processing point of view. So both it should be able to store for longer period. At the same time, the quality retention should be there before it is processed. So one thing everybody has to remember, though they know, I just still stress, they are living commodities. So they continue to respire and they continue to transpire, losing the moisture loss. So these things has to be kept in mind. Then before the mango is being processed, a lot of the quantity is being wasted. The industry also knows it while even during ripening all the quantity. That is mainly the previous practice which contribute. That is mainly the improper harvesting and handling practices before it reaches the factory, or the inadequate sorting and washing practices. Then improper transport methods that are used. Then improper storage and ripening. Of course, storage still industry is not storing that much before processing, but even then there is a scope for storing. So this mishandling and improper storage, they will lead to both quantitative loss, that is fully another is the qualitative loss, because quality of the raw material is very important to have the better quality of the finished product. So both qualitative and qualitative losses will come because of the mishandling. So then that is the reason the prevention of both types of these losses are very important, either it is economic point of or final quality point of view. So generally the processing industries mainly they procure the mangoes from the farmers and sometimes they procure from the wholesale traders. Okay. So these industries they can help either it is the farmers or traders to adopt the, though we are also training a better harvesting and handling practices for farmers, but farmers think that it is not their duty. Okay, once it is harvested and sold, they say think that it is not their duty. That's why we have to guide them to follow better harvesting and landing practice, so that the final, before it is either consumed fresh or processed, the losses should be minimized. Okay, so you can see even starting from the pre-harvest disease management, especially this mango, this anthracnose and the stem and rat. Stem and rat is more dangerous. At least anthracnose, many processing industries they remove the top layer, it will be converted to pulp. But stem and rat, it will be very fast. Lot of loss will be there. So as I told, the reasons which are reasons for the losses, that should be controlled. So to prevent the losses, that is proper harvesting and handling, suitable post-harvest treatment. Some of the treatment I will tell. Then right type of transport, even appropriate storage under the ripening technique. Ripening technique I will just discuss little, because the quality of the ripened, whatever the method we are using, that should give the proper quality of the mango. Then starting from the maturity. Okay, so earlier one Dr. Jagannathan something he told that in the initial stage of the crop we will use more gassing. Okay, and the later stages because of the more mature. But immature fruits definitely if you harvest and ripe it is using higher gas concentration, internal quality will not be there. Neither the flavor will be there, nor the carotene content will be there. So that's why maturity at harvest is very important. So the right stage of maturity, it will give the right quality, both in terms of the flavor, even the nutrition quality. So the early harvesting, I told it will lead to poor quality, and delay harvesting definitely. The more you delay, then there will be susceptible to decay, because of the once the rise starts, then there will be anthracnose problem, even the fruit fly problem will be there. Okay. So the maturity always it is the visual method only a farmer can adopt, because the other chemical whatever we suggest it is not possible. Only thing is when it is mature, there will be slight yellowness. When you cut open just to check, the yellow color development should start. If it is fully white, it will never ripe. Okay. So another method which we can use to sort out the mature mango in case of the Alfonso is the specific gravity, though we learn in theory, they say specific gravity of mango Alfonso should be 1.02. Okay, but nobody knows how to use this specific gravity and sort out. Suppose we have the full lot of the mango of different maturity. If you want to sort out the better quality with specific gravity of 1.02, somebody can just add 20 grams of salt for every liter of the water. That can be made as a stock solution. If the fruits are placed in that, if the mangoes goes down, because when you add 20 grams of salt to the water, the weight of the water will be more. So the specific weight of the mango should be high. So whatever it goes down, so that is the indication they are fully mature with very good quality. So those type of mangoes can be used for the producing high quality valued product like your aspartic dehydrator product or slices in syrup like that. Okay, so that is only just one. Otherwise, it is the visual method. Intentionally, somebody is harvesting at an immature stage, then the final quality will be definitely poor. So then the correct method of harvesting. So which is more important, that causes the spoilage during your before it is being processed, whether it is fresh or processing. So though we say that harvesting with using harvester is the best method, wherever it is possible, it is always good. And again, our session chairman told that high density orcharding, when you use that crop from there, it is very easy because it can be easily harvested with the hand. So, but wherever the shaking is there, at least some type of damage can be controlled by using this type of net or something, so that at least impact damage can be controlled. Because this impact damage, it is visible only when they are ripe. Because mangoes will be very hard when you harvest a mature green. But once they are ripe, sometimes you see the internal pulp will be very soft. Okay, that may be good for your pulp making, but not for the slices making. So the impact damage that will cause the tissue breakdown inside during the green stage itself, but that will lead to soft pulp after ripening. Then the transport. So this is well known that rough handling, all these all will lead to the post-harvest losses. So whether it can be compressor damage or the impact damage while loading or unloading, or the vibration damage, especially the commercial, this one, the mango will go as a loose. Once it goes like loose, if it is a short distance, maybe okay. If at all, sometimes large distance it will go wherever the processing industry is there. That time the loose one will have definitely slightly more loss than the normal one. Okay, so this is always better to transport the mangoes. Of course, fresh there is no question. We have to transport in the crates only. Even the wherever the processing is there, if it is possible in the crate, so that afterwards also it will be very easy to handle. So using the, when you want to use the pellet for loading unloading, if you use the pellet unloading, so this all the damage can be much minimized than the loose transportation. So then some of the operation already Jagannathan has told before processing, but I will just will tell some. These are the shorting, washing. So these are hot water treatment which I want to just stress if you to control some of the spoilage. Then somebody want to extend the processing period of the industry, whether is it worth to store in cold storage and then ripening. Yeah, sorting is only just because when harvesting, it is a mixture of some mechanical damage will there. I told the when harvesting, then there may be slightly spoiled fruits of the disease and other thing. There may be sometimes some overripe fruits will be there. There will be insect attack like mealybugs, even fruit fly. Those are things that can be removed. But for sorting, you cannot do in a very heap condition. So we need a already the machinery also has been shown that the sorting conveyors are required. Okay, so this is once the product is released, you can be able to sort out the all damaged one. That can be kept separate so that it cannot be mixed with the healthy one. That will spread the disease to the healthy one. So it can be this one, or roller conveyor is the better for sorting conveyor. Okay. So then other thing is, especially this is more important for the fresh market, the desapping. So while harvesting, the sap falls on the fruit, that will cause the injury, sap injury. Okay, it is not the disease. So this is the disease, but the sap, if it falls on the one, it is the sap injury. This will be actually, it will spoil the look. First one. Another case is if the sap burn is severe, the spoilage there will be faster. So even for processing industry, if the sap injury, sap fall is more, it will spoil. Spoilage will increase before it is ripened. Actually, this blackening will be seen only when it is ripened. So how to remove this sap? So whether you can use the desapping by putting inverted position, or you can immediately wash it so that the sap is acidic condition. Once you wash it, it will get diluted. Or there is another method, you can dip in 1% NaOH for 5 minutes. That also neutralize the sap. So this is the one to avoid the sap. So this is the at the field level also it can be done using the just putting in a inverted position, or in a pack house or whatever the processing industry, they can do the conveyor belt of the desapping. So the stock will be cut, put in inverted position. Within 20-30 minutes, the sap will flow out and it will not fall on the fruit. Then washing, this is also already it has been mentioned. Only thing is when you washing, bubble washer, whatever the spray washer or a tank one. See that some industry they use the brushes. You have to see that these brushes should not be too hard. We have seen many cases the brushes like it is like as if they are using for the utensils. So this brush itself will spoil the damage the fruit, peel of the fruit. So the brushes which you are using for washing fetal you are using, it should not be very harsh. It should be smooth enough, not to damage the fruit. Then in washing, already mentioned there are many sanitizers are permitted which are generally recognized as safe. But the common one which you use is the chlorine, that is 50 to 200 ppm. So this will prevent the surface microorganisms load can be reduced. Otherwise, peroxyacetic, there are many are there, but the chlorine is the most widely used one. Then I was telling about the hot water treatment. So this is the one. If you can able to do it, so many cases we recommend pre-harvest disease spray all. Sometimes we will miss the pre-harvest disease. So this anthracnose is the problem. So then if you can able to do this hot water treatment, so that 52 to 55 degrees centigrade, this range is because of the fruit size. So the smaller size will have low temperature and short time, 5 to 10 minutes. This is actually we have seen that especially the anthracnose will be effectively controlled. Okay, using the this hot water treatment. Okay, and the internal quality will not get damaged at all. Only thing is you have to take care that the temperature should not go plus or minus 1 degree is okay. But if it goes too much, the skin will get injured. That will then it will become it will spoil faster. Okay, burn, hot water burn. So this can be used even. Sorry. Okay, at the room temperature, even if you are storing in a cold room, okay, the spoilage will be the main problem in the cold storage, during cold storage. So this treatment if you use, definitely this anthracnose appearance will be much less than the without treated one. Okay, you can see that up to 1 month. Okay, you can able to see that this is the control where we can see the anthracnose with the hot water treatment without any spoilage. So the hot water treatment will help to control at least the anthracnose. Okay. So this hot water treatment plant, many capacity different types are there. You can use this crane type cooling, then or the batch type. Okay. Since the maturity will different, then it has to be fully covered. They will put this one. Or there is a double layer conveyor where the mangoes will pass between the this one. This entire thing will go to down, so that no floating of the mangoes will be there. But somebody using mature mangoes, definitely they will not float. Then the storage. So to extend the at least, if not for the very long time, at least 1 month, 1.5 months, if you want to extend the processing one at the later stage of the mango production, if somebody want to store in a cold storage, okay, then it will definitely help the delay ripening and extend the life, and at the same time it will maintain the quality. So for mango, the optimum storage temperature is 13 degree. So you cannot store below this 13 degree, plus or minus 1. If you use this one, okay, up to 3 weeks you can able to keep it in a just semi-ripe condition. So afterwards, when you take out, they will ripe properly. Okay. So otherwise, if you store at low temperature, which is not congenial, like 8 degree, you can see that one. After taking out, it will never ripe. If you ripe also, it will be uneven ripening. The inferior quality will be there. So 13 degrees optimum temperature for the mango ripening. So only thing is cold storage one we have to take care that. So if you allow continuously in a cold room to ripe, so outside color will be fully yellow. Even the 13 degree what I am telling, if you allow the mangoes to ripe there, 13 degree, the outside color will be good, and the internal the pulp color, carotenoid content will develop only higher temperature. Okay, so then it has to be kept 2-3 days outside, then only the pulp color will become dark. Otherwise, the carotene content will be 50% of the room temperature one. Okay, ripening. This is all been discussed for the earlier speakers. Okay, the natural ripening. The natural ripening, the main problem is if you are not ripening properly, especially if you put a big heap, so there will be lot of, then they will keep on turning. So then there will be mechanical damage and the compression all. There will be spoilage of this one will be slightly more than the which now we are using the ripening using the. If at all you are using natural ripening, the height of the heap should not be very high. It should be short so that we need not even turn the mangoes. So then it will ripe. Okay. So otherwise, the artificial ripening, as I told, it will be done either using the ethylene gas cylinder, where we can able to control the concentration, and we cannot use whatever we want. The Food Safety and Standard Authority of India permits only 100 ppm of ethylene gas for ripening. That is the maximum. You can use less, but you cannot go beyond 100 ppm. So that's why there will be sensor. You can set the ethylene gas concentration to 100 ppm. Then here I suggest the fruit should be exposed only for 1 day in the ripening chamber. Okay. Afterwards, if you try to continue, this is the only point I want to discuss. So though we say that like banana, people suggest the temperature controlling for mango. I don't agree for that, because if you ripe the mangoes at 24 degree, the yellow color development inside the pulp, the carotenoid development will not be there at all. Okay, not be there at all means it will be much less. Otherwise, again 2-3 days you have to keep outside only. If you are using ripening at 20 continuously, then using for processing, you can observe yourself. The color, pulp color will be much less than the room temperature. So 1 day exposure, then putting at even room temperature, that is enough for the ripening process to continue. Okay, whether you use the other one is the generator, which I already showed, ethylene generator. This has to kept inside. So you will be using ethylene. It is nothing but generally ethyl alcohol that will be split into ethylene gas and water vapor. Okay, so here also 24 hours. Or another way to, of course, it is just a small soil, it can be upscale, there is no problem. So here ethylene gas can be produced ourselves from the liquid ethyl by adding alkali. Ethyl is the 2-chloroethyl phosphonic acid. So to add, if you add NaOH, so once it is get neutral, the ethylene gas will be produced. It's the cheapest way to produce the ethylene gas. So per 1 ton we can able to ripe it in a 20 rupees of the chemical cost. Okay, so this can be, just I am showing the small to show the method. I am showing this one. Only the impermeable, it can be any 8 room. Okay, so it can be like already they are using in the Krishnagiri hall this type of texture using the ethylene generator. But at the same time, if you ethylene generator, it is costly. In the same structure, which is airtight, we can release your ethylene gas from the liquid ethyl and adding alkali. So that will produce the ethylene gas. Only we have standardized the how much concentration for how much volume. Okay. So once that is used without any sensor all, that will give approximately 100 ppm of the ethylene gas. So that is another method to ripe it. But I suggest the ripening temperature should not be too low. Okay. So other method, of course, this will not be for processing. That if somebody for fresh market, these are the other methods of ripening which are permitted by even Food Safety and Standard Authority, because some people want the ripening to take place on the way. In the normal condition, we have to hold the fruit for the 24 hours. In this one, if you want on the way, then they say this is the encapsulated ethylene gas that is put inside this one. Then it will slowly release once it is punctured. Otherwise, the ethylene powder, okay, this will be once it put in water, this also release the ethylene gas in the pack. Only thing is this, it should not, the chemical should not come out and come in contact with the fruit. Otherwise, the gas released is permitted. That's what I want to say.
Thank you so much, sir, for such an informative session. So moving on to the next technical talk, we have with us Mr. Chetan Shinde, Manager, Product Development, ITC Limited, Bangalore. We welcome you to this webinar, sir. The session is over to you.
So, very good afternoon to Ms. Shubha Thakur, Dr. Tarun Bajaj, all dignitaries and audience. Thanks to NIPTM for arranging platform for entrepreneurs to get insights on mango processing. Seeing number of participants and overwhelming response to this session, as I must say that micro food processor, cooperatives and government believes in capacity building and training of entrepreneurs for upgradation and formalization of their enterprises. Today, I would like to participate in the journey and would like to share some of insights on marketing strategies for mango-based products. We have a variety of mango processing industry, and I must mention There is no single strategy which is all inclusive and applicable to each of them. But today I will try to cover some of basics to marketing strategy, as marketing itself is a vast subject. Okay. To run a successful business, there are multiple things we need to excel in, such as sales, marketing, finance, operations, uh, then product development, quality. Each one is incomplete without the other, and all are interrelated. So, precisely coming to marketing strategies, there are 4 P's for the marketing, what we need to focus on. The 4 P's are product, then prices, promotions, and places. So when I say it as a product, we need to focus on variety of products we can develop, because business is something is that, or marketing is something is that how much you can face with the different accounts. So you need to focus on the quality of a product. You need to focus on the design of a product. Then you need to make what kind of product or product features you are offering to. Then you need to focus on the brand name, because brand awareness is at most important for selling any product. And in a longer journey, along with quality and taste, you require a brand awareness for your product so that you can get a better business opportunity. As well as in terms of quality, you also require to accompany with the packaging. Your product might be very innovative, very different to sell in the market, but it is not sustainable as there is lesser shelf life, and wherein packaging will help you to get that. So once you are, I will go in details each one of these, and then once you are confirm on the product, you need to focus on the prices, which is you need to list down your price. You need to have a market comparison for the prices what you are offering. You need to have an analysis on the discount for the market product, what discount rate they are offering or what the retail margins they are offering. And then you need to get an payment period or a credit terms. As you all aware, during pandemic, most of organizations runs out of operational fund, and because of not having an operational funds, they made into shut down their business. So here a gimmick is that in terms of payment you need to make to vendors, you shall have an as much as possible credit period, whereas one which you shall get an payment from buyer, you shall have as much as lesser credit terms with him to have an better operational funds in your business. Then promotions is very much important in case of marketing, as in sales promotion, advertising. Advertising could be again print media, vocals, again TV, air media, and everything. Okay, because you might be having a best product in your basket, but that people are not aware about that product. You have an innovative patent product in your market or in your basket, but people are not knowing about that. Is an something which we won't help to your business. That's why sales promotions are very much important. So on a larger way, everybody won't be being an MSME, won't be able to give it into TVs or like air promotions or an advertisement, but at least your brand presence shall be to the stores. So you can do it with the different placards or banners to that stores and all. So in case of marketing or promoting your product, there might be a direct marketing and indirect marketing. I will must mention you direct marketing will really help you rather than the indirect marketing. Then you need to find out the places where all you can place your product and you can sell your product. So there might be a different channels for the placement of your product. One is direct market, then B2B, B2C, then Horeca channels, which is hotel, restaurants centric. Nowadays, new era is coming for the cloud kitchens. So all such things you shall leverage and use an as much as coverage to your product as much as you can. Because ultimate goal of your organization is to gain from the market and to upscale your business. So that is one thing. Secondly, whenever somebody goes in a market with a single product, there might be chances that people will reject you for not having another thing in your basket. So could you give an assorted offerings to them? So that is also one thing. Then locations, yes, you might be strong in certain location, you might not be strong in certain other locations. So location strategies always will help us. Like for an example, I am having in processing here in Krishnagiri or in Tamil Nadu state. So shall I restrict myself to selling the product in Tamil Nadu, or can I go to even an export market like Dubai? And what will be the freight cost for that? So all such things need to be addressed. I will here shall mention that one, your factory shall be very nearer to the most raw material availability places rather than the your finished product where it sells in a market. Because as you all know, for the mango, the yields are almost lesser than 50%. So most of cost you are spending on your transport is for the raw material rather than your finished product. Then inventory is again most important, with whether you have an inventories or storage locations or your warehouses very nearer to your market, such as let's say if I will see a model of an most selling mango beverages in India, they are very nearer to the markets wherever there is sale. So they have an factory setups very nearer to their largest consumers or customers. So now, as I discuss this, marketing is a very larger area to speak about, and in a mere time of 20 minutes, may not be everything I can focus, but more and more I will focus on the marketing strategies and how one can bring his product in a market and what all preparations he need to go before having a product in a market. So that I will cover up. Now, this is a cycle for the marketing. One must have a market strategy development before entering into market. Then one must design his process and product. Then he shall have a commercialization, and then after that he shall have a launching and evaluation of a product. So when I say it as a market strategy development, what strategy or an related to your business or an market product you want to make. For an example, whether there are so many of an mango products available in the market. So now the question is, why somebody shall buy my product? So that is the first question shall come in a market. Okay, one person who is already selling a mango pulp, and now I am a new player. So existing player will be always have an upper hand than the me, because he has an current existing customer as well as volumes. So the margins he can operate, I can never. That's the problem. Then I shall have a clear and early product definitions. When I mention that and clear and early and product definition, so what comes in? Like I have a certain product, I want to sell in mango pulp or concentrate or some mango bits to the product. So what the aspiration around that product? which market shall have, and it will help in buying of my product, that very clearly I shall have in my mind that okay, this is what I want to go, or this is what I want to do in a market, and this is what my product is, this is what my offerings have in the market. Then I need to have a more pre-development work before the product design, which I mentioned you aspiration around that product, what is the requirement of that product, and whether I will be have a chance to win, and what strategies I need to make that chance to win. Then I shall have a product evaluation and screening to give a sharper project selection decision. So now I know my product, I know the market, I know what people have their offerings in the market, and now I know that how my product is very different than the current offerings in the market, and how I can bring the aspirations to that product. So I have that and sharper decisions in my product evaluation and screening so that I can face a business. Once I am very clear on my marketing strategies and developments and definitions on my product, then I can escalate this to the designing of a product and process. So while I will surely ask you to spend more and more time on the analysis part and pre-development work before setting up any factory or setting up any business, because this is of your full work done and half battle won. Then you shall have an involvement of the consumer and customers while designing of your product. That might be related to your product, that might be related to your label design, that might be related to your marketing and sales channels where you are offering that product. Customer is the ultimate buyer. So if you are successful to identify his needs and you will give that product according to his needs, that might be on a ease point, that might be on a nutrition point, that might be on any other things. So you will succeed in your business because of this customer and consumer involvement. Then you need to have a clear product design specifications, because these specifications will make your product quality throughout batch and throughout your product life cycle as an confirmation to your product quality. Then you shall be always creative in your designs, while that might be labeling, that might be your operational plan, that might be your product, and so on. So you shall have always integration of your product designs and process development. You have an aspiration, like earlier speakers said, that still there in a mango pulp processing industry, we are manually dependent for the peeling of mangoes, because whatever the equipments currently we have is not fully automized to peel off your mango fruit. So you shall always account for such things while you are designing a product or you are developing a process for your product. Once you will complete that part, then will come to the commercialization. So you shall have a pre-commercialization business analysis. What is the current context to that business, and when shall I commercialize my product? What will be the right time to commercialize my product? Because we have seen in the market like US and UK, they are much evolved customer, whereas in India that concept might not be at that evolved stage, or that might be very premature. In such scenario, although your product is best, you have an innovative offerings, and you have done an all work, but market is a premature. They are totally an incomplete not fully aware about all such products in a market, and even that is not fitting to their lifestyle. In such context also, your product may get failure and your business will also hamper. So the new product marketed by the design team to the production and marketing personnel. So here, whatever the concepts I have in my mind, whether my team is aligned to that, whether my processing or a production person echo with that concept, and whether he will be able to make a similar product which I promise to the consumer in my development work or while deciding my marketing strategy, that is need to be focused. And then I need to integrate my production, distribution and market plan teams for the commercialization. So many attempts, what happens, I am making a buzz, spending much money on my commercialization, my marketing activities such like promotions, print media and all, and my product is not suddenly available in a market for the buyers, and the customer has an thing, if they see on a TV, they rush to your nearest store or where they can buy, and after that, they will, if they won't find that product, that impression may not last for a longer. So it is very much important that your production, distribution, and market planning shall be in a synchronization, that you will save on your marketing spend, you will save on your transport cost, you will save on your productions cost and other all such costs. So constantly one more area you need to focus on, like how you can save on your cost. So once you will run in a business, you will have knowledge about this, that okay, with managing your stores or warehouses location near to the customer, you can save on your cost. With having your factory setup very nearer to your raw material available region, will save on your cost. And then finally we shall ensure the product quality sustainability for the commercialization, because when there might be one time buyer if your quality is not an good, so there won't be any repeat buyers or repeat volumes you will get if your quality is not good. So quality has a significance for while commercialization of your product. Then once you will commercialize your product, you will be into phase of launching and evaluation. So now you need to execute and well convinced, properly managed launch plan with an solid marketing plan. So here, as I mentioned, there are multiple times we customers are aware about that product, but that is not available in the market. Many a times it happens that your product is available in the market, but customers are not aware about that. So it shall be always a well convinced, properly executed launch plan with a solid marketing plan. Then before launching, you shall always evaluate measures, what you will define as a success of your product, or like whatever the marketing strategy I made, or whatever the market I want to focus on, what will be the evaluations criteria for that success. When I will say that yes, I have launched my product and it is successfully running. So you shall be very clear on those thoughts. Then timing of launch shall be optimized. As I said that there might be something which is evolved market, there might be something which is an underdeveloped market or a premature stage. Then even I must mention here about the timings for the launch of a product is like uh, I am launching some product which is coldly consumed, for an example, beverage in a winter season. Obviously, I won't get any revenue or repeat orders or buying from the customer. So, with the question is all that can I launch my product, beverage product, in a summer season where there is an increased demand for those products. Then I shall have this in this all product design, process design, making marketing strategies, spends on the marketing, whether I have established methods which will have a good control over all these processes that I need to ensure. And just I have launched a product is not an final thing which I shall be stop or I shall be see it as an succeed. I shall have always a post-launch evaluation and follow-ons, like whatever the promises or whatever the business strategy I have made, how much promising that is, that you will get to know with your repeat buyings or launch post-launch evaluations. So whether was I able to deliver whatever the customers in requirements are, and then whether I am fully on a cost things, on a product thing, on a quality thing, on a variety thing, is fully completed those strategies and everything is happening according to my market strategies and market plans that I need to evaluate post launch. So here I will take you through one of such example. Like as I earlier mentioned, marketing strategy will be always to get business from as much as possible accounts and product. So wherever I will get a business, I shall focus on that. So now, if as I am operating in a beverage industry, I will take you in one of example of a beverage industry. So that is mango beverage. So there is a flood of and many of people are in mango beverage thing, like let's say PepsiCo, Coke, Maaza, Fruity, Parle Fruity and all. So now my question is like whether I can give a differentiation to my product and whether consumer will have I will have a demand for that product and whether people will buy for me. So one strategy is that operate in a mass market. So there are so much of an revenue generation around the fruity masa or a slice or a mango drink space. So I have launched a similar product which will even show my presence to that product. But obviously, being a new player, I won't be cost competitive or I won't be having a customer base for that product. So I have evaluated and then I have came up with a different product strategy, which is like the natural mango bits. So here you will get that mango chunks. So a customer will get an product which he can drink at the same time he can enjoy the chunks which is he can eat. Okay, so that is a differentiated offering. So I was able to make a space in a crowded market and I can charge them premium. Secondly, as I told you, like there are different mango varieties and variety of a mango product. So obviously in every aspect, in each customer or a consumer minds, Ratnagiri Alfonso is a premium Alfonso product, which has a distinct taste. Even bidding happens for the Ratnagiri Alfonso and worldwide, like Ratnagiri Alfonsos are famous. So I have given a differentiated product in a market which is an Alfonso, but from a peculiar region which might be having a GI tag. So it also helped me in the marketing so that I need not to spend much money on that. Oh, okay, you are thinking an Alfonso mango. So people are already aware about an Ratnagiri Alfonsos and they have an aspiration to buy that. So Ratnagiri Alfonsos, I made a product in a market which will help me to make that space in a market and to build my business. So this is what, and this is how a short presentation on the marketing strategies. Although this is an like much things you can talk about and you can act on. So this is the slightest and shortest presentation which I can provide you with the stipulated time what I have given. So thanks for giving an opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir, for such an informative session. We'll be moving on to our next technical talk. For this session, we have with us Dr. B. Hema, Assistant Professor, Food Processing Business Incubation Center, Niftam Tanjavur. We welcome you, ma'am, to this webinar. The session is over to you.
Very good afternoon. So in these sessions, we are going to discuss about the value addition and processing of the mango. As we well known that our for most national fruit, mango, it is liking for children and age and all the stages of people also they prefer much. So that it is becoming world most popular fruit. So as you well known in that origin of this mango, even though South Asia is a native for the mangoes and Pakistan and Philippines and India also celebrate the fruit of mango as a national fruit. So here that the climatical, because of the climatical zone and condition, it is fit for the grown of mango in our country. As you well known that growing of mango, it will be distributed throughout our country. You can see that the districts of Andhra, districts of Gujarat and Haryana, from Jammu and Kashmir to Kanyakumari, that fruits are available in all the way. And also we have the versatile varieties so that we are celebrating as a national fruit. So because you can see that is each mango cultivars, it has their own unique characteristics. It depends on the flavor and the taste and color and local varieties also because of the high juicy varieties. So we have the n number of varieties. Each variety it has their own unique properties, so that we are topmost cultivar worldwide. So among these, not only these sensory attributes, it also has the potential potential nutraceuticals, so that it can be celebrated for as a functional food. It can also be used for as a biofortification in functional food industry. We can see that nutritional benefit of the mango is enormous. We could able to get the better energy and the moisture, minerals, fiber and minerals kind of like calcium and iron also it's present in it, so that we are and researchers and these reporters, they are suggesting to consume the mango every day to as a good superfood and functional food to maintain the health benefit. And but you can see that post harvest problem of mango, because of the post harvest losses, more than 25 to 30% of the produce is getting lost. That the cost around 250 crores per annum we are meeting the losses because of the post harvest problems like shriveling and the jelly seed formation and the insect damage is a major problem in mango. So that value addition and processing of mango will help us to preserve the nutrient and conserve the potential properties of the mango, and also it will give the versatile variety and opportunity to the segmented market. And value addition in terms, you see that primary processing, most of the cultivars of the mangoes we consume as the table purpose, and primary processing we can see why it is available in the form of pulp and puree. And value addition enormous we can do with mango peel, mango pulp, mango seed. We can do a lot of value addition, so that and also that all the stages of mango also can be converted into the processed product. From raw mango to up to mango's fruit and ripened stage. That value addition in terms of amchur, panna is a very popular drinks which is commercially available in north and southern India. It's most popular. Even off season we could able to get the mango drinks in carbonated and non-carbonated form. So that value addition and segmented market is enormous. And in terms of raw mango, it can also be processed into flour because of raw mango storage. It has the highest amount of the starch. That starch we could able to produce the raw mango powder. That powder we can use for the food ingredients. And application of this raw mango powder instead of starch, cereal starch, the raw mango powder can be replaced for the our Indian sweet preparation, and as well the can be used to enhance and enrich the nutrients of the ready to eat and ready to cook food. And recently these type of convenient food are becoming good in market. So that raw mango powder and ripened mango flour also can be used to enrich the vitamins and the mineral content of the snack food. In terms of the snack food, when we process the snack food in the terms of ready to eat and ready to form. Earlier day, these type of meal ready to eat food are introduced for the soldiers and these needed persons. But right now it is becoming good market in local and as well the international market. So application of the extrusion technique and the compressed molding technique and baking technology, these advanced technology will help us to produce the ready to eat snack food. So changing the temperature and the pressure application of these different pressure, we could be able to produce the different forms of snack food in terms of pellet and the expanded pellets and cold and hot extruded food also can be processed by using of the single screw and double screw extruder. By changing of the pressure and moisture content of the composite flour, we could able to get the different forms of the snack food in ready to eat and ready to cook form. And in the beverage industry, the application of mango fruit is enormous. As per the FSSAI standard, it can be processed in terms of thermally preserved and food drinks, and also alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks also can be able to produce as a functional drinks. For thirst quenching drinks, we could able to produce, and also refreshing drinks and the nutritious drinks also can be able to produced by using of the dry mango as well the ripened mango. Ripened mango most suitable mango stage at the stage of 20% TSS. That maturity stage is suitable for the nectar processing. So ready to drink and nectar processing, the ripened mango pulp can be used. So commercially it is processed in thermal treatment, and formulation of this extracted fruit pulp further involved in this enzymatic treatment, we could able to produce this ready to drink with a clarified juice which is commercially available. And due to the fizziness effect and effervency, it has a good demand in market. Instead of carbonated drink, these type of fruit flavored enzymatic treated ready to drink able to produced by using of this mango pulp. So here that stage of 6 ripened stage is will it be suitable, and followed by the clarification by using of the pectinase enzyme, we could able to produce the clear juice, and solid particles will be separated, and further it can be processed and preserved by carbonation. And clarified juice further it can also be processed into squash and cordial by changing of TSS and percentage of juice addition and adjusting the acid percentage. We could able to produce non-alcoholic thermally processed drinks in terms of cordial RTS squash. And similar in terms of carbonated drinks also can be able to produce. And why it is unique fruit for the beverage industry. So in terms of differentiate market, that consumer preference will be different, as the acceptability and the satisfaction of the consumer is very important for the success of the food business. In the in this way, we could able to produce the refresh drink and basic drink and health drink by using of the mango as a source for the development of different versions of food beverages. So most of the 72% of the food beverages consumed for the refreshment as refreshment, and the health drinks, in terms of health drinks, 21% consumption rate in our market. So we could able to produce this health drink and as well the refreshed drinks for our consumer. And for the development of different variety of drinks, we could able to use different thermal treatment and chemical treatment by hurdling technique. With the combination of hurdling preservation technique in terms of thermal processing, enzymatic treatment, and chemical preservation, we could able to produce the food beverages. Here, where the point should be considered when you process these type of beverages: process temperature and packing temperature, and pasteurization time should be considered. Depends on the packing size and it depends on the process temperature, process time will it be applicable. And also that main consumer market of food mango fruit, we are processed in terms of pulp, puree, and paste. That percentage of solids as per the FSSAI standard, if the medium puree should be contain 9% solid and heavy puree contain 12% solid. If extracted pulp has 25% solids, it has it's termed as paste. Concentrated paste should be up to 33%. It depends on the changing of the solid percentage. We could able to produce different classes of the puree and paste. So depends on the consumer demand, depends on the end point application. We could able to produce this mango puree, mango paste, and as well in terms of concentrated paste also can be produced. So that for the processing of and heat treatment, that vacuum pan will it be applicable? We could able to avoid these Maillard reactions and enzymatic reactions during processing at high elevated temperature, and the filling temperature should be maintained at 82 to 88 degrees centigrade, and commercially it processed the fruit and pulp. It will be processed and packed into different form. The different forms of frozen pulp and frozen paste are available commercially, and also it can be processed and packed by using of Tetra Pak, aseptic pack without chemical preservation. We could able to preserve for self-stable mango puree. And canned mango fruit is very popular, and also earlier it was packed in bottle, and for handling and safety purpose recently these kind of fruits packing materials are practiced in industry. And the end point is very important for the production of this pulp and puree. Further, it can be applicable for, it can be used as an ingredient for the many industry, versatile industry in terms of confectionery industry, bakery industry. They can produce the fruit leather, fruit bar, and fruit toffee. So this is the basic ingredient for the production of confectionery fruit. And also fruit cheese, different kind of confectionery product can be produced by changing of addition of ingredients. And also it can be suitable for the processing of the dessert in terms of fruit milkshake, and we could able to produce smoothies and kind of dessert. And similarly, that fruit pulp and puree, further it can be used for the production of infant food and baby food, kind of baby food and children food. Is it that banana pulp and puree is will be blended with mango fruit? Will it be give the palatability and also will enhance this flavor and color of the end product? So baby food industry also a lot of demand is there. And followed by, as we discussed, that the food beverage industry, for the production of nectar and RTS, that mango pulp and puree is a basic ingredients. If the industries are interested to process ingredient manufacturing, and we could the paste and pulp processing is suitable, and followed by it can also be processed and into the different form for the production of a fermented drink, and fermented drinks also can be able to produce by using of this fruit and pulpy. And if, for the processing, initially the food beverage before going to process any kind of processing, that sorting and grading is very important. So advanced technique like image processing and this ultrasound technique will be applicable for grading of the fruit, and followed by manual grading also will it be followed for the startups. And this mechanical method, it will be passed through the conveyors, so that by ultrasound and image processing, it will be reject this damaged one, and followed by the grading of the fruit, that commercially it will be graded class 1, class 2 and class 3, that is the extra class. It has the superior quality. The tolerance limit also is indicated. 5% of by numbers of weight, it is graded as a extra, and also the price of the fruit depends on the ripened stage. It is depends on the TSS. If the TSS is more than 20%, then that cultivars, it has the highest price, because that solid content will, if it is more, that will be most helpful for the processor for the production of flavorful drinks, especially confectionery industry and beverage industry. And they followed by the grading and the processing. Further, it goes to this pulping and the homogenization and the pasteurization. During the homogenization, deaeration is very important to remove this, because due to the oxidation, that the storage stability and the quality and properties of the mango will get deteriorated. So that in this stage, to maintain this quality of the fruit pulp and fruit juice, with the addition of stabilizers and emulsifiers, will help us to maintain the pH and this quality of product. Especially antioxidants and preservatives. Further, it will be extend the shelf life, followed by the pasteurization. So during the cleaning, as per the FSSAI standard, that fruit surface contamination should be avoided by using of the chlorinated water. That is 50 ppm chlorinated water, or 20:1 ratio of the 80% HCl solution also can be used for remove the surface dirt, and to remove the adhering and the latex stains, which is can be removed during this cleaning process, followed by the peeling. Mechanical peeling and pulper is available commercially, followed by the grading and washing. It is washing, we can use the bubble washer drum. So after washing, it passed through the conveyor belt, and in that pulper unit, we have the we can separate the peel separately and seed separately, pulp separately. The seed also, it has the highest amount of the fatty acids, so that it can be used, this kind of it can be used for oil extraction. And also that the pulp we can use for the further processing, and the peel also, it can be used for the production of natural pigments and other additives. And followed by the if you want to process the beverages, it will be added with sugar syrup according to the kind of, or classes of, according to the type of beverages. It will be added with the sugar percentage, and then it goes to the homogenization and pasteurization. So homogenization will help us to get the uniform particle size under the pressure of 20 to 25 megapascal. That pressure, it will be passed through the homogenizer, and double homogenization is where given the better result. 2 to 3 pass, we will get the uniform particle size. The crust juices, the particle size is high. So during the homogenization, and we will get the very fine and uniform particles that will be improved this distribution of the functional component, and also it will improve the palatability of the beverages, and followed by the pasteurization, and according that temperature, HTST or LTST or UHT, ultra high temperature pasteurization we can do. And thumb rule, it says every 10 degrees centigrade. Beyond that 10 degrees centigrade, it will be the risk for the fruit drinks or fruit juice. So that temperature, if the temperature is lower temperature, that surface, we can ensure the avoid the surface contamination. We can ensure the quality stability of the product at the shortest period. If the temperature is increased and low, shortest time, we could able to get this better stability to eliminate the spoilage bacteria, yeast, and also we could control this enzymatic activity during the processing, and followed by it goes to the packing, and packing temperature also will it be very important. It should be maintained packed at 70 to 80 degrees centigrade, so that we could able to process, and we could able to maintain this quality during storage. And here we have the batch type of bottle packing filling unit, or continuous pouch or bottle packing unit also can be used, and the flexible type of spout packing is very popular in micro industry. And quality parameter for the beverages, as per the standards, thermally preserved drinks and fruit pulp and pear puree, we have these standards, and addition of that standard should be maintained properly. The important parameters here, we consider the acidity, TS and pH and solids, and microbial standards also as per the FSSAI standard limit, aerobic plate limit, and yeast and mold count should be followed to avoid this food poisoning by the microorganism. And followed by this extraction of the peel and mango kernel. Further, mango kernel also further it can be processed into powder and flour, and it can also has the highest amount of beta carotene and this other functional component. It can be used for the development of dietary fiber. And mango peel we can use as a waste, and further it can be fermented, and it can also used for this biogas and pectin extraction. And the kernel we can use for the production of fat and oil, and so the byproduct utilization also, so that all the parts of the mango fruit we have this good demand in market, and it can be processed in different form. And pulp further based on the sugar sugar preserved product. In terms of thermally preserved product, we could say beverage, pulp, puree, and alcoholic, non-alcoholic, fermented, non-fermented beverages could able to produce. And in terms of sugar preserved product, type of fruit conserve, and type of fruit conserve, and we could say the different type of jam and jelly. We could able to produce the different type of food butter, marmalade, and marmalades, and then different type of jellies and jams can be able to produce. Here the term indicate the fruit butter. The fruit butter, it has the that puree, it should be have the smooth puree, and there is no added dairy butter. That depends on the consistency of the product. We could able to produce different kind of fruit conserve product. In terms of jam, it has the as per the recommendable. It is a crushed fruit we used for the jam processing. Preserve, again it will it has the very soft spreadable in nature, and if you have this preserve, we could add the pieces and chunks of the fruit along with that. That should be followed by the osmo dried fruit pieces should be added. And jelly, it is a completely extraction of pectin out of that. pectin, extracted pectin. Further, it can be used for the production of fruit jelly and fruit curd. A fruit curd, it is a smooth, creamy spread along with egg white used for the production of fruit curd and marmalade, that addition of fruit peel along with that fruit jelly. We could able to produce the marmalade, and commercially that marmalade was available using orange and citrus fruit, and similar way we could able to produce the mango jelly and marmalade. And the fruit chutney at the ripened stage and unripened stage we could able to produce with a combination of acid and spice combination. And at the end point it's very important to preserve and improve the stability of the this type of fruit conso product. That is Bringle test and the spoon test and seed test is a indicator test. We could find out this endpoint of the food product, and similar way we could say in terms of we could say in terms of these the thermal test indicator at the temperature of 112 degree to 115 degrees centigrade, we could achieve this type of the food conserve. And osmo dried food product, that is mango and banana blended osmo dried fruit candies we could able to produce at the short method and the long term preservation method. Short method within 3 hours it can be processed, and long method it can be processed using around 15 to 20 days, followed by 21st day we could able to produce this osmo dried one. And the pickled product out of this banana and combination with jackfruit and mango, we could able to produce fermented pickle and fermented pickle. It is our own traditional technique. But here recently it's becoming very popular because of these beneficial bacteria, lactobacillus species. Will it be produced in terms of each stages of preservation? We could able to produce these different form of salt stock pickle and sweet heart pickle out of the mango pulp puree. We can able to produce. So commercially, that mango drinks and mango products are commercially, it is it has the high demand, especially our Indian mango fruit. It has the high demand. So the scope of this value addition will help us to get into the market in terms of thermally preserved method and sugar control method and salt preserved method and fermented non-fermented technique and advanced technique in terms of extrusion technique. We could able to produce diversified mango fruit at all the stages from unripened to ripened stage, and also it can be suitable for all the stages of people in terms of children and age old people. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing detailed inputs on different value-added products from mango. Thank you to all the technical speakers of this session for accepting our invitation and being a part of this webinar.